Yes, yes, yes. Pirate Radio episode 65. Let's go. Y'all might not hear this, but let's pop that Heineken. Maybe. What we gonna talk about this week? DK, call in. Yo, I don't care how crazy this podcast gets. I don't want to do no call-ins, yo. I seen how people be doing it, and it's like, it's cool sometimes, maybe once in a quarter or something, because, yo, you have people sometimes that be calling and they be on some shit like, you know, keep talking about the same shit, and you're like, I'm gonna have to cut you out there. Shit is mad uncomfortable. Or even fucking do like a face podcast, like live. Nah, hell no. Shit, I don't want to be stopped in fucking Target. You know how much that shit gotta suck as a celebrity? You have to take a fucking picture with everybody. And then, you know when you get mad, when you start seeing that parents are lying. It's his birthday today, but why is his birthday today? And you're like, fuck, man. Thank God I'm not a celebrity, yo. For real. Fuck that. Especially now with the internet. Shit. Somebody could just walk and slap you in your... If you're a rapper, yo, it will be fucking career over. You'd be like, oh yeah, somebody just walked up on the person and slapped them. Boom. Or somebody's a fucking knows MMA and, you know, just looks for like a fight with you and shit. You won't be now. This nigga got a black belt. He will fuck your shit up and then, you know, record it, wrap that shit up, nigga. You should be, yo, you could tell like if that shit happens to me, if I was a rapper, I'll release an album and it'll be just that back to back, like just the whole recorded shit, because that's it. You might as well take the grenade with you. So you need to make money out of that shit, or make a song rap about that fucking day. Cause yo, it's crazy. Like only hip hop is like that. Like I'm pretty sure if somebody gets to smack like a country singer, like people would just be like, how come that person's in jail? You know what I'm saying? Ain't in jail or some shit. And then with hip hop, it's like they will fucking make the person who did that shit, the wrong thing to do, a fucking hero. They'll fucking throw a parade in that nigga when he comes back to his fucking city. Only in hip hop you see the weirdest shit, yo. That's why like it's hilarious when they want to talk about when like they be like, okay, you know what, celebrities, you're gonna have to at least touch up on this, you know, murder. Mind you, their whole fucking catalog is about murdering. That's the hilarious shit. That's why I can never go back to that brainwashed mind. It sucks that because, you know, you don't want to be questioning everything to the fucking T, but damn, man. Like, isn't that weird? Having rappers do like anti-gun or like shootouts and shit. Motherfucker, y'all used to shootouts. Y'all got people who rolling in y'all squad who went jail time for, you know, shooting up mad people. You just, how many of them they know that by mistake aired out a girl, a little kid or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit that people won't even speak about. But listen, when you're dealing with a killer who's used to killing a lot, unless they nice, but shit, looking how they shooting now, there's always been, you know, straight bullets. You know what I'm saying? Death of straight bullets. So that lets me know these people ain't really used to the gun shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's just weird seeing the celebrities go ham on that shit. We need to take the guns away, and then their next song is, nigga, I got that gat and I pressed it in your head, and you're like, what the fuck? That's why they made fun of this like rapper in Atlanta, because the fans was like, nigga, you rap about the guns the most. What you mean? Because I guess he was saying like we need to put the guns down and shit. You could tell like shit is getting bad over there in Atlanta when they make him say that. Obviously, it doesn't look good for his, you know, brand. Because think about it, it's brand first. But maybe it's pressure from the city too. You feel me? And yeah, the fans was like, motherfucker, but it's gonna take more than that. Like, nobody is gonna say, okay, so stop making songs about guns. Nobody gonna do that, and they won't do it either. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't want that either. My bad, that's what I meant. I don't want that either, because I still want to enjoy that music. You gotta know how to separate it. But at the end of the day, don't go on interviews talking about, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third. Just be like, yo, this is music, is just recreational. I'm not living that life anymore, or whatever. But you also cannot be having these motherfucking people talking about, when you go to my city, you gotta check in. What are you talking about? This is America. What kind of, that's the most detrimental shit, and it's usually from our own people, blacks and Hispanics. Or did you check in home? And they'll find you too. It's not like, that's the weird shit. Like in LA, they'll really find you. But it's just like, damn, man, like, what the hell are we doing? Then we want to blame the cops when they do kill one of our own. Like, all right, cool, put that one on the board. But come on, man, what we doing to each other, let's keep it real. And until we don't admit it, until we don't, and stop getting so pressed about it, because listen, these politicians, you already know which side though. But anyways, yeah, these politicians, they would thrive on our emotions. So you have to understand that, man. Like, we are detrimental to our own self. But is that what I'm going to speak about today in this podcast? No. But, I always have that in mind, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to go ham on these white people and all these elite people who mostly are white people who are doing these islands and shit, and yeah, somebody black or Hispanic going to eventually jump in that. They think they secure, but that's how there's a bite on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, Chris Tucker was in them islands or whatever, them jets. The fact that we all know Bill Clinton was in there, and they still, haven't knocked on doors of, you know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, speaking of knocking on doors, I just saw the clip of Dana White talking about how, in the beginning, he was like playing softball, like, yeah, because they asked him about the raid, and he was like, yeah, the raid, I had to look in deeper into that, and I was like, yeah, right, nigga, you was like, what the fuck, how the fuck they do that shit? But he can't come out and say like that, he's got a brand, you feel me? That's kind of like slavery right there though, 1.0. 1.0, that's like slavery light, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that much sugar. You know what I'm saying? Because, nigga, like, this is America. You should be like, yo, that was crazy. Because, no, if he says that, oh, you see, fucking Dana, I know you're a fucking Republican, but damn it, man. And then, you lose sales. And there are people that would not order. They will not order just because of that comment. Going back to how we emotional. White people too. When you create the basis, the basement of that emotional people, like, oh, it's okay to be emotional. Yeah, it's okay to be emotional, man. But you know what I'm saying? Just keep it in order also. You don't want to be emotional because there's a long line and you acting like a little fucking bitch. And you grown as fuck. You see what I'm saying? Like, and the emotional shit can get you fucking punching your significant other, and now you're in jail. With fucking lions. That they ain't gonna stop whipping your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. All that shit that's going on, I have to blame also the people, us. Because if we was on our if we was sharp on our politics, and especially Hispanics that in the Washington Heights, don't get me started. Like every other episode I speak about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you have these tents going around of the local dude from here that represents the Heights. I guess he's going for Congress, and he got his people under him already You know what I'm saying? You see them at the ballot too, and then you see like the people who posted up, making sure if you want to go ahead and I guess vote or whatever. Which, hey, this is America, you could do that, but it's weird because all you see is tents. Like, I don't know if this is like a gang. It is a gang, obviously, right? Because how the fuck we don't see like where there's a Democrat, you see the Republican one there. You know what I'm saying? Whenever there's a tent, you do one across. And fuck it, this is America. Bribe these motherfuckers. How bad y'all want it? Start giving free sodas and speak about your shit. It's hot outside. These niggas ain't giving out no water. You can tell, like, if they do, the bumps will be like, yeah. Tell me about what's this? And, give me two now. Give me two. And you be like, oh fuck, yo. But you know, you can regulate that too. But you know what I'm saying? These people they just want to talk to you, nigga. Nah, time is ticking. Ain't nobody in New York be stopping for that shit. Only older people, yo, where you got, G? And they just live life with no headphones and shit, and they walking like Mario to whatever comes across their path. Oh, what are they giving away? Free tablets? Think about it. When you see these motherfuckers doing the free tablet shit in the Obama phone, that was the most allegedly. All right. Allegedly, because now I'm gonna use allegedly, motherfuckers. I'm an American. I have my rights. And I'm not gonna go fucking all the way ham and be like, no, fuck allegedly, and then I get sued and y'all motherfuckers, what y'all gonna do? Back to Joe Rogan or all 5 of the listeners that I have. I'm getting up there. Hopefully we get 10. Nah, imagine. Then I get I have to say some fucking crazy shit. Then we get like 40,000 views. I'll get paid, but shit. So it's. I'm a little afraid of it because it's easy now to be like kind of like known famous. Like the internet opened that shit up. You could tell I'm not because I'm still not getting flagged for the shit that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I just do it here because it's easy. But eventually I'm not gonna be on YouTube anymore. Oh, this is why I kind of do really want a better setup. Because this setup I got is perfect. As long as it keeps working. I had an issue with the adapter and a couple straight episodes, and then all of a sudden it just never happened again, which whatever. But I want to have like a little soundboard, like better than the one that I have in the app, because the app I have, I guess I can get a better one, but I think I did pay for one. It was just like, I'd rather have without using the phone. You feel me? I got to turn on the phone. I want to have something set up already, and I can just press the button, bang, bang, bang. And I think I know a way to do it. But anyways, what are we going to talk about today? I forgot what I was talking about before, so fuck it, nigga. Flash forward. It's been 13 minutes already. This is going to be a quick one. Dije, ¿por qué? ¿Qué tú tienes que hacer después de esto? This is why, like, I can't have a crowd. Like, what you got to do after this? You'd be like, I'm like not answering. But yeah, so this is when you know, like, somebody's gonna, either the alien's gonna drop down and they're gonna say, hey, I'm Jesus. You know what comes with that? Rapture. And we go that way, the Bible way, or these are aliens and they whip our ass because they finally made us divided all the way to the T. Or good aliens, which maybe that could happen, along with the Bible for sure. You know what I'm saying? And they come in peace and they tell yo, this is the history of your earth, and then we're gonna maybe cry, and that's the little awakening, or who knows? Because they are showing us aliens. Let's keep that real. They are doing that. So what the hell is that? And allegedly, because I don't believe that. Allegedly though, America is saying we don't know, that's not ours. So if y'all saying it on paper, y'all better not lie. Be like, yeah, that was ours, because now that's gonna look crazy. And they saying that it's going over army territory. Like, you can't fly over an army base. And if you're doing that, if you're popping up UFOs there, then you know that's a national threat or whatever. So that's war automatically. Like, if that was Russia doing that shit to us, that would have been war automatically. So they do that, and they could disarm their whole fucking system. Like, they be shutting it down, allegedly, to what they be saying. So It makes you think. Obviously, they got way more power than our army system, whatever. But what is it inside? And I mentioned this before, not that much, but I mentioned this before. Because I really speak about the alien bullshit, but I always, that's what led me into religion, obviously. Because it was a little bit iffy. Like, to me, I'd be thinking, oh, here I go, opening mad windows and jumping, not subject to subject, but to me, I'd be thinking, it's just America would have loved to make way more money right now. And money break down with, you know, like if you had a fucking connect, that's like having a connect in drugs. If you had a connect and it's an alien nigga, it's a wrap. You fortifying your country for fucking eras and eras. It's not like, oh, a dynasty, 3 years. No, this is eras and eras and fucking thousands of years. Like, you know, maintain a superpower. Allegedly, that's what Nazi Dika had. But anyways, so I felt like America would have been made money. Like, oh shit, maybe we sell water for them mad expensive because like water over there is so nutritious for them. It's like gold, liquid gold. And we over here taking water for granted. And maybe they have something that for us is like, oh, they have this type of rock that creates a type of steel that is 1,000,000 times stronger than what we have. You know, you can use that to create mega cities and shit because now weight is not a factor. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? You think America would have not been like, all right, listen, we making money with these motherfuckers, and more than motherfuckers want to come over here and they want to rock around in 42nd Street. I don't know why. They love it. Let's tell these motherfuckers that they here already. Like, let's put some cartoons out for the little kids so they won't get scared. And then, little by little, we putting more movies out. And then at least by 3 years. Imagine. Because they just rushed that shit. And by 3 years, that said, we're going to see the first saucer flying. And we're gonna be a little bit like panicking. We're going to make people have them talk. And then little by little, we release more information. Maybe that's what they're doing right now. But I tell you this, now let me wrap it up with a bow on top. If by the time, Lord willing, I'll be way older than, you know, like in my 70s or 80s, or by the time technology could be like, hey, you take this little pill right here, or you drink a Gatorade and, you know, you'll knock down 10 years back. Hey, who you never know. Or reversing cells, which they saying they have that now. So just imagine shit, whatever. If by the time I'm old and they still on this bullshit like we don't know how they look, nigga, this is a lie. I told y'all this in plenty podcasts before. So just remember I say that. If they say that shit by the time I'm old, or let's say 60 years from now, or El Diablo's gonna live. Well, who knows? 40 years from now, maybe. If they say that we still don't know, like we don't know how they look, and they never land, that's a lie. That shit probably is just a super advanced shit that, you know, is not even advanced to them probably anymore. But, you know, little by little, it's like they creating context. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's from Metal Gear Solid 2, which that game put me on. But it's like they create context. It's like, okay, by this year, we're gonna evolve, and the reason why is because we're gonna create this storyline of you know, people from a different planet. You never know, because what's taking them so long? Unless this shit's really gonna roll out within the next 2 years. And if that does happen, you never know. So if that does happen, I won't be surprised if it's not gonna be like green aliens and shit. I wouldn't be surprised. But what I think is gonna be that people might be let down, but it could be so realistic that when the ship opens or whatever, and we about to see what the hell they are or who they are or yada yada, you see them step down and you're like, oh shit, like 2 arms, you could tell, 2 legs, and then you see them as human beings again. That's what I think. I think it's just human beings that threw seeds on earth of humans, maybe that's where we get the Bible, who knows? Or people that were here, and they just created some shit so advanced, and they created like a program of families being created specifically to another planet because they had advanced technology, and they traveled all the way there, and they became a breakaway civilization. They took their technology and left us with the scraps. You never know. And then they just come back and they be like, yo, what's good? And we be like, what the fuck? I thought y'all gonna be like blue aliens and shit. And I'm gonna hit y'all with the other. That was the uppercut, but I'm gonna hit you with the stomach shot. I also thought, are we the dominant species that became the last update? No, not even the last update. You never know. We can keep updating, obviously, but we're the dominant species, meaning like the dominant species on Earth was set to be a mammal that looks like a fucking monkey that eventually became us. If that whole shit is true about evolution, like we came from monkey shit. Because let's keep it real, monkeys do look like us though. Because this is what I be thinking. This is what I sometimes wrestle with the Bible, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm opening up here. I'm opening up like it's Barbara Walters and shit. I be saying like, yo, hold up. We are unique for sure, but through our minds for sure. But how the fuck we look so much like monkeys? Like, those are like the scraps that you gotta have. Like, nah, not like this, not like this. And then he'll scratch it out. He'll crumble the paper like an artist. You never know. You know what I'm saying? No, not to disrespect the Bible or nothing like that, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, you imagine? So we look similar to apes. That's for sure. It's not because, oh, we look like reptiles and shit, even though allegedly they be saying white people are reptilians. That's a whole nother story. But you know what I'm saying? It's not like we look like snails and then we're just an advanced snail that we all carrying a hard shell behind us. You know what I'm saying? No. We are from the ape descendant. Something. Because we definitely have the thumbs and we look like them. So, with that said, what if in another planet the dominant species is of 2 hands, 2 arms, but a figure of the species is maybe an insect? And I say that because, and you could tell I would have thought about this when I was like, somebody would told me this shit when I was like way younger. I was like, motherfucker, you watching too much TV, because you know you had to hit it with the jokes, but we got to be prepared. Because you don't want to also end up like those old people. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because all that shit was a lie until now the TV is coming out and admitting it. That surprised me. I was like, oh shit. But then again, hey, it could be from the Bible. The Bible spoke about wheels within wheels or some shit like that. Yeah, they get some shit. Or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, speaking about chariots, and they explain chariots as like horses, but they really meant a ride, you know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't say cars wasn't invented. So it's little shit like that I had to understand, you know what I mean? Because I would have been like, so how the fuck they call it chariots? So it was horses, like how like reindeers for Christmas and shit. And it wasn't like that, you know. It was a different language. Imagine people trying to decipher the language that we have now. And I thought about this before, right? Because when we say, as Dominicans, you know what this means. Anda el diablo. Translation in English, like there goes the devil. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, that's the devil's passing. You know, like saying like fuck. You know what I mean? But if people would have read shit and I was like, and they would read, when I saw him, all I said is anda el diablo. And they probably would have been like, oh, he's calling him the devil. No, it was me saying, fuck, this person is here, man. But that's the lingo that you won't explain while writing. So you never know if these people reading hieroglyphics wrong, because that's just the picture. Now you got to create a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously they probably put in alphabets. You never know how that works. I'm not even a fucking a researcher, so I can't be talking too much shit. So you never know. You just never know. And this shit shouldn't be taking 40 years to reveal. And you don't think these people who make the news, they know? Because they were like, all right, you know, the cameras is cut. What the fuck is this? Is this really true? And they could be told things that they can't say on camera. There's a lot of things, like with the Joe Rogan shit, there was a lot of, I'll tell you after the camera type of shit. So who knows? But we got to brace ourselves, yo. Because here's one of my other theories. How about this? This is theories between, you're going to have the FBI knocking after this one. What if is Disney World on steroids? Some shit that you will, a mannequin, a robot, something that is not living, you can give it life. And it will feel real with cells. You know how they can recreate meat right now? So they creating a super Disney World using other planets that they already kind of conquered and know the whereabouts. Created synthetic life over there to tell us, oh shit, yo, look, it's aliens. Oh, FBI. Who's there? I'm telling you. Doesn't that make sense? Imagine, we don't know the capacity of these people. They just showing us right now the flying saucers. Nigga, word was that like a bunch of flying saucers landed over not landed, but was hovering over the White House. I don't know if that was true or whatever, but that shit came out, I think, in the newspaper. You don't never know if it's like a break, again, like I said, a breakaway civilization that lives in the ocean. Who knows? Because people be like, they're not dangerous because when if they would have been came and they have way better technology. Yeah, that's true. But they also could be doing shit like using division, so we slowly break down. You know what I'm saying? Can't doubt nothing. The way the news is rolling now, nothing surprises me. And we're so divided. So that's how I'll be like, world peace is the quota. Like, let's make it a quota, because we understand there's going to be fights. You know what I'm saying? But at the rate that it's going down now, the fact that people are even shooting because of like, you got my order wrong, like, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. But also, is customer service good anymore? Hell no. Y'all know that. I know y'all been in restaurants and y'all was like, what the fuck? Y'all know that. All across, especially after the pandemic, all across, customer service has been fucking disgusting. And that's a bad sign, because you can't just reverse that by like a president coming in. No. The only way you're going to reverse that is to make that person happy again, to the point that they could walk back to work and, have a healthier attitude. A lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people can't afford their rent, including me, nigga. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But you can't have your country like that. Like, you can't send billions. I'm talking about billions to another country and not say, yo, let's create a program for people who cannot afford rent. Long term, or even like a long term, like, yo, maintain a job long term, and we give you a package and we help Americans. But they don't even want to help people here. There's no reason if this being America, the greatest country ever, there's no reason to have people that are Really, really bums. Not people that are crackheads that they want to choose whatever. I'm talking about people who are not crackheads that, are done on their luck. You know how many kids are just become like teenagers and then their parents die, both of them, and nobody wants to help? What the hell? That's still going on. Like, you feel me? Thank God, thank the Lord I was blessed. You know what I'm saying? I had my parents, even though they separated, I still have my parents though. I can't really complain. I can complain about America, hold up. I can complain, but you know what I'm saying? Like, some people are having the worst. Some people never met their parents. How about that? You never know. So some people have it really worse than others. And that's why, like, what with that mental health shit, even though they pushing it like it's fucking Jordans, and I think even celebrities and sports people used it as an excuse to just skip on the fucking whatever, but you do see the reality of that in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Where you could tell people, you know what I'm saying, have that. And you never know. Like, now you look back at kids, because I used to be a little bully sometimes too, and younger, you know what I'm saying, in 1 or 2 grades, first and second grade or whatever. Not like that, but jokes and shit, you feel me? But just imagine who you made a joke to, or somebody who bully, because now they bully people like by punching them and kicking them. And those kids have issues in their house with their parents. That, like, they see their father maybe hitting their mother too many times, and you can't do shit. Like, you just never know. That's why teachers are important. The fact that they don't get paid as good, think about it. The more they get paid, the more they're gonna be like, damn, I'm making mad money. I'll make sure, you know what I'm saying? They will probably get more inspired to do their job better and focus on the details. Because you might have a kid that can succeed more than all of them, and they're that one all the way in the corner. You never know. You see how important that is? And that's why I understand when people say, like, the way the money is split up, and like, why you want to pay people who play sports so much? Because it brings entertainment. And they definitely bank on that shit. Yet the people who teach our youth, which is the most important part, like, they don't get paid like this, whatever. Like, if the internet connected all of us, why can't we connect all of our money and have instead of want to fucking globalize politics and powers, no, but globalize maybe the money system, nigga, so we can all make money. A global Silk Road. Ooh, let me write that one down. I'm a fucking wait. I'm gonna trademark that bitch. Global Silk Road. Damn, that shit fucking sounds crack. But yeah, man, of money. A global Silk Road. And for y'all who don't know what the Silk Road means, is it the Silk Road? Let me double check. Cause don't tell me these Heinekens they kicked in. I haven't even took that many sips. Silk Road.
According to National Geographic Society, the Silk Road is neither an actual road nor a single route. The term instead refers to a network of routes used by traders for more than 1,500 years, from when the Han Dynasty of China opened trade in 130 BCE.
1,500 years ago. I don't know if y'all hear the whole thing. So the Silk Road was a network of routes. But create that, each category of Silk Road. So a global Silk Road for teachers, where all teachers can basically, streamline information, and it could be so powerful, because obviously we don't need to go translation. No, now that shit translates for us automatically. So no excuses, right? And also, it can make it easy for somebody to just jump into that profession and be completely guided all the way to their first day of work. So you know how you just go to a job and you're relatively already working within 3 months? Kind of that, but for a professional job, something that you know is going to pay. They're going to get their money, so don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? They could probably get their money in the long route. Some shit that won't put the pressure on you so much, because we are You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, all these ideas I'm coming with, it's shit that these people could have done. If they have strategy for wars, they probably have 80 fucking thousand playbooks of ways that they created that where people could streamline money. Maybe it's just always easier said than done, but every country wants money. We're getting into a point with technology that there's no reason why there should be people without water. We all know that. But how about even like credit? Credit. Obviously money, but eventually right now it's becoming credit. You don't see money no more. Like, oh, okay, I got my paycheck. You already got Apple Pay. You're not, unless you know, obviously here in the Heights, there's bodegas, so there's more cash flow in New York City. But other than that, outside, there's probably people who don't see money. Everything is virtual card. When you see that the old people already using that shit, that's when you know it's like, well, no, not really. Not a lot of people using that. Let me stop. That's why, you know, I understand when people say, damn, you know, like, they're going to create eventually a no cash society, which is a little creepy because it's like, damn, what happens if you shut down my phone or shut down the internet? You can shut down our money just like that. But then again, what if they could shut down the currency and all that stack of hundreds don't mean shit no more? So this is why, like, you can't always be too I think this is the correct word, overzealous on shit, because it's like, imagine people when they created the cell phone or the phone, well, the mobile phone. They probably was like, well, it's gonna ruin society. Everybody gonna be on their phone, which that's kind of happening now. But let's just say the TV, which that is happening now too. It's the phone and the TV, and they blended into a phone. Can you believe that shit? But there was other shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like, they used to say, like, look, all these people on their phones. But then they show people of everybody in the newspapers. They were just getting information. That's all it was. Shit changes. But all this of society, and not society, but of politics, and then they clearly telling us what's coming down the pipe when they fucking hire, like, spend billions on IRS to budget them to hire like 87,000 new people. Like, I know the memes is out there and all that shit, and it may be scare tactics, but the fact that that's really going on right now, where you should hire people for world peace, or give that shit for like extra security in states. Security by what? You're not gonna give us guns because we already know how Democrats are about guns, but hire more cops or something that it's like, fuck. And now I feel free to go like to the bodega if it's, you know, maybe 12 or 1, because there's gonna be fucking cops. Like, but then again, do you want so much cops around your area that it looks like a police zone? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's tricky. But for now, yeah, because there's a lot of crime. Everything that happened that people were saying, even me, of course, but y'all ain't gonna listen to me, but that everybody else was speaking about Biden when he would step in, it's happening. It's happening. And obviously we're gonna go back to the people who don't want to admit it, tripling, quadrupling down, to the point of Sam Harris. Sam Harris was this guy who was like a super atheist, and he was like kind of famous and he was telling people, hey, you know what I'm saying, don't listen to the Bible because this and that, and people were feeling like cool. Now this motherfucker comes out and say, like, it doesn't matter. Like, he wouldn't really, if they would have found corpses under Hunter Biden's house, he would have not cared. And you're like, okay. And then he goes back to fucking about how they should just go and focus on Trump. And I was like, what the hell? This is why he needs. Nah, I'm not saying you or whoever listening, but this is why he needs the Bible, because whatever your atheist mind is going through, the fact that your mind cannot conceptualize what you just said, that you rather go for somebody for what he did about January 6th or his corruption deals, but whatever the dude who's president right now, his son. You see how delusional that comes off as? And that's just not only him. That's the scary part. If that was only him, I'm like, all right, cool. But people who now listens to him, they probably will be like, oh, I understand how he feels. Like, hell no. Listen, y'all know how I am with Kanye, but hell no, I'm not like that no more. No more. Before I probably would, but not anymore. Like that whole shit where he keeps going that Pete. The only thing I do say is this: what the hell that he knows that he probably won't say to us? You know what I'm saying? If not that, then yeah, like motherfucker, you should focus that shit on your wife, not on somebody else. Everybody gonna fuck, nigga. It's your wife, nigga. Control that, nigga. You feel me? And I'm speaking in general, but I'm just using that yay shit. You feel me? Like I'm not gonna go to friends about, hey, why you? Nah, if I see that they fucking like, yo, Dicker, you took Kanye's girl, nigga, high five. If I see some shit like that, nigga, I'll snap, hell yeah. But you know what I'm saying? If you just happen to like, I don't know, you can't just be mad at friends for being cool with other people who, if that situation never would have happened, you never would have been at that person like, yo, stop being friends with. No, you would not said that. And if you now would have been going through that situation and somebody comes to you and tells you you can't speak to somebody, you're going to be like, damn, why I can't speak to them? You know what I'm saying? Like out of curiosity. So you can't be willing to put things on people that not everybody's like you. You know what I'm saying? Just because you are like, I'm the type of person that if she does this, I'm not even speaking. Like, no, not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that. But don't go and put pressure on other people because they're not like that. Like, you imagine me chilling with somebody and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? But y'all remember we used to be in school? Police. And you're like, wait, what's going on? And that motherfucker's probably like an OD drug dealer. And no, nigga, he expects you not to snitch. Oh, yeah, nigga, I said what's up to you. I don't, you know what I'm saying? My life is ruined now? Like, hell no. So, listen, there needs to be unity because the more they divide us, the more they're gonna fucking separate us and scatter us like fucking roaches. And we're gonna have no backbone. And then you know what? We're gonna complain. Because that's what we like to do. We like to complain afterwards. When we tell you, don't vote for Biden, and then boom. You could tell like there was a plan behind the plan, because it's not looking good. When I saw that raid of Trump, that's when I was like, oh, signed, sealed, delivered. And yo, I was chilling with my friend today, and he told me like, yo, don't be surprised if they probably earth, you know what I'm saying, God forbid, or knock on wood or whatever the fuck you want me to say, but don't be surprised if they fucking knock off Trump, because these people are obsessed. And there's people who are speaking and doing podcasts as actors because they probably go home and be like, hell no, this is crazy. But on TV, they're obsessed. And they give off that emotion and that acting skill to convince you to be like, oh, hell yeah, that's why he needs to go. See, because I watch him and he's smart. I know he's smart. And what he says, he's right. And maybe he got a couple things right. But then he'll use that and, you know, pump this shit out. So now that convinces you. That's how it works. These people probably get, the directors and all that shit, probably top CIA people. You never know. Oh. FBI. Don't you see like the reflection of like art the last couple, like at least the last decade, I guess, maybe. You still got good art coming in, but the fact that it's like you hear trap music and a lot of the famous people is people who sound like they make special ed music. Sorry. And then, you know what's a little weird? When you see people like older and you see them bop into it. So it's like, damn, nigga, you went from the era, and this is when I become the old person. Cause like you went from an era where you was hearing way better shit than this, and you was bopping it, right? Cause you was making sure shit makes sense. I was rolling with a group of people who we were making fun of Cameron for saying computers computing. But flash forward to the music now, nigga, hell no. People saying worse shit. That's when you know you can control people. People are easily controlled. And just imagine when they have the audacity to now influence purposely little kids. Like asking little kids, do you want to be a girl or boy? Because they know for sure the person up there, because they got great lawyers, they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't ever do that. No. These people, though, they know what they're doing because they using that to convince kids, to convince even parents. You see parents even convinced. Because you see parents taking their kids to like tranny shit. And they all look like they using their kids to strip. They know that it's easy to manipulate grown people. The fact that they got this brazen to even get to our kids, that's like 70 million slaps on our faces. 70 million. Because right there we were supposed to be at an outrage, at a super outrage. But we're not. They dumbed us down so bad. The fact that you have people that they say they smart and you show them like something at hand that it's like, don't this shit don't make no sense. And because of their pride sometimes, or like lack of knowledge, they just say no. Like, I don't get it. Movies, they make remakes and shit like that, and they usually all come out bad. But also, you can't go by like all these people who rate movies, because they just quick to say, oh, now we live in that era too, where you listen to one thing one time, be like, and that's it. But mix that with shit, the talent of what's going on. Everybody else is scared to create content, obviously. Oh, now you're offending this. And when you make Beyonce change her lyrics or want to change her lyrics because she said spazzed, are you fucking kidding me? They trying to get Kanye with that shit, but nigga, Kanye's the loose cannon. He said, I'm not gonna apologize for that shit because he's disrespecting homelessness. Well, if he disrespecting homeless, then all right. So the rich people, everybody who's rich, and I'm talking about rich, or specifically the Democrats, they're the ones in power right now, right? Trump is out of there. Isn't it disrespectful that there's still homeless people out there then? We can go both ways, you see. But these people never want to never want to pull the lever full. No, they want to pull the lever halfway and then bring it back. Because if you're going to bring it all the way, let's bring it all the way. Y'all the ones who's fucking separating money and all that shit. The fact that Trump is here trying to like bring back a little control, that's already sad. Because just like that, it could have been Hillary, and then from Hillary it would have been Pete Buttigieg or whatever. Because I still remember saying, oh shit, the first black president. I'm so grateful to live around this time. And yes, I felt like that, but flash forward, knowing who he rolled with and knowing more about him, you're like, what the hell? And I saw it like after the 4 years, I was like, oh, we ain't see shit. Okay, hold up. So we got the first black president. Hillary's talking about rumors. Yeah, it was rumors that Hillary might run again. Like after the 8 years of Obama, which was versus Trump. And I'm like, oh, okay, the first woman president. Without any biases, because I didn't know what the fuck. Like, at that time, I wasn't really sure about Hillary Clinton and the body count or whatever, allegedly. And I was thinking, you know what? That's crazy. Like, isn't it weird that it's back to back of like the first black president? Ooh. Now, the first female president. Oh! So I was like, okay, so right after that, it's going to be the first gay president, right? Nigga, bam, 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 bam. I was right, because they was lining up Pete Buttigieg for early. We got to know him now, because when Trump came, nigga, the elites, they released all their fucking weapons. But they were grooming Pete Buttigieg like on some serious shit. And then when, you know, people took that shit as a joke because Trump came in and nigga really made people stand up on their politics and not be like apologetic. That was that whole energy of Trump. So my friend was like, yo, don't be surprised if they clip him off and that creates like a martyr. You never know who unrolls the storyline, quote unquote, storyline of America. You have weird people that like to create content. It all go back to that, like I was talking about. So if we would have had more world peace, block by block, street by street, city by city, state by state, then eventually the whole country, then they can't get away with that shit. The fact that politicians make money off of us and we letting them run amok, that's crazy. And I know as soon as you fucking ask for your change back when you make a purchase, and if they missing $5, you ain't gonna think and walk out like, nah, that's okay. You're gonna walk back. So imagine that $5 being stretched out to these politicians, and they taking all of our fucking tax money when they can lower tax, which means that we will have more money in our pockets. They dead ass made Trump look crazy for that. This is why I get mad at y'all, and this is what led to this podcast, Pirate Radio episode 64. No, I'm not 64, 65. And just because I made that mistake, 10 more minutes. Not imagine. But we're gonna get hit with the IRS now. Like, this is fucking crazy. And then they say, oh, those billionaires pay your fair share. Take away billionaires and just add in the word civilians and American people. American people need to pay their fair share. That's what they really want to say. That's what they doing little by little. When I saw Chuck Schumer like a fucking reptilian hovering over Biden as he wrote the fucking law in, I was like, look at that sleazeball. Yo, unzip your suit. That nigga must unzip his suit when he goes home. Ah, fuck, this shit felt heavy. And he unzips it and he's a fucking reptilian. When his glasses are still on. Cause, yo, these people gotta go. All of them. The whack shit is that they grooming young people also, like fucking Ocasio-Cortez. Like, yo, when she said juicy booty, that shit was hilarious. Cause anyways, like Ocasio-Cortez, like she's like a broken clock. She's right about twice. Cause sometimes she's air shits out about Democrats. I'm like, oh shit, she's right. You feel me? But then she goes ham. She has a role. These people are not stupid. These people are not stupid, and unfortunately, some really are because they just follow. But the top people, like the same way you question shit, they question shit too. But when you get money, because everything now is about money, I could be like, yo, Republicans, fuck, this is my shit. But if a Democrat says, yo, can you seem like a smart person. If you work for us, you can make mad money. I'm like, all right, but what I gotta do? Just convince these people to keep voting for them. Come on, you want me to be a fucking Democrat? Yeah, but you can quit your job and we're gonna give you a house, a car, and you get this amount of money a year. And there's more fucking zeros than a fucking lottery ticket. What you think you're gonna do? So when somebody now think about when somebody confronts me on the law that I signed and they questioning me with real good questions. Guess what I'm gonna have to act like? Como un bobo. Like, I don't know what your question, or I'm gonna have to laugh it off. That's what they doing. That's how you react. That's when you know they know. And that's why in politics it can be a dangerous game, because people get clipped off. People fucking se tiran la trompa in the fucking Ukraine and shit when, you know, I guess niggas is being obvious that they being sleazeballs and voting for the wrong shit for the people. And there's also people that just want to be recognized for making sure that whatever shit that they worked on got passed, so they can keep continuing climbing up that ladder of politics. That's politics. They ruin our art. They keep making all, and it must be more than money. It's power, but it's something else. These people must be the same way how we think about God. They probably think about the same energy like that of an underground, you know, spirit, violent spirit, something. Because when you have so much money that y'all can control, and y'all can, obviously your first thought is like, okay, let me make sure we stop world hunger. Like, the fact that they advertise that to us, though, for us to pay money, that's a super slap in the face. I don't know if you haven't noticed that, right? Like, let's keep it real. I mentioned this before, but let's keep it real again. When they show me those commercials of, like, you could tell it's about to be a commercial of a little kid with cancer, I'm sorry, but my finger's on waiting for that 5 seconds. Because you know that sleazy shit that they do? They be like, my son is so beautiful, but why he got cancer? And that when they land on that cancer, is right at like the 5 second mark. So you can kind of feel guilty of skipping. Listen, this is psychology that they use. It's like that whole, oh, it's $5.99. So you're like, oh, coño, pero you see, it's not $6. Like, it's that type of bullshit that they run on us. No wonder they be laughing. But yeah, man. Like, how dare y'all ask us for money? So I'm still seeing this commercial and y'all sending 80 billion to Ukraine, so y'all don't care about your own people. You see how that works? And if you say that, that's why, like, you won't hear. Listen, y'all better cash at me, nigga, because this is why you won't hear that shit in the radio station. Something sponsored? Hell no. People will be screaming at you. The event is over. You can't be a celebrity and say that. That's why, like, literally what I'm doing is podcast, but at the end of the day, I'm doing radio. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's radio waves, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm doing radio. But you think the guy can be like, okay, now I'm doing radio. Let me work at a radio station. No, I can't be opinionated like how I am here now. Thank God for the internet. This is why I call it pirate radio also, though, because it's like how it used to be when they used to do in London, music or just like people to speak out. They will fucking hijack the airwaves on a channel, on a frequency. So it was like pirating, you feel me? And you can get arrested for that, of course, because you're using the spectrum of like radio stations and shit like that. What radio stations or whatever, what they pay for, you just pirating that shit for free, and now people can just tune into your shit. Think about it, a lot of those times, I mean, not a lot of those times, in those times completely, people were just surfing, like how you surf the internet, people were just surfing stations, and they will be like, why so many people are on this station? And then they see that nobody's paying for it, and this motherfucker's talking about politics and giving it up like crazy, talking about reckless shit, just like how I do now. That's why they shut that down. And it needs to be by who? By the FCC, right? They'll come after you. Because they the one that sets the rules. Oh, you can say nigga, but you can't say fuck the Jews. Fuck the Jewish people. You can't say that. All of a sudden they'll fucking FBI will come and fucking they'll fucking super kick the door, nigga. And they'll come in like Hulk. You know when Hulk Hogan gets pissed? That's how everybody gets in the media and everything when you speak about Jewish people. But you can speak about Hispanics like you know, call them monsters and shit like that. Like the fact that I tell you this about Trump. The fact that Trump can get away with saying some of them are rapists. You can't, if it was a bunch of Jewish people, those Ashkenazi Jewish people, because the real Jews, don't let me get into that. But the Jewish people, if they were the ones coming in the border, we see them on TV, coming through the Mexican border, I'll even set it up like that. You would not hear some of them being referred to them like some of them are rapists. No. Because they'll take it as automatically speaking about a group of people and point them out. And then after that, once you be like, oh shit, once they got that upper hand, they'll fucking make you go on tour, nigga. Yeah, visit every motherfucking Jewish museum. You know how that works. But Mexicans don't have that power. They could, because they could easily be like, no Mexican works in LA no more. LA will fucking get paralyzed. That's power. And we over here too busy. And of course I'm gonna say, oh, Love and Hip Hop and all that shit, but we can control that. Because there was a Love and Hip Hop season that I liked, because it was the one with Peter Guns. And Peter Guns was just mad fucking reckless. Like, nigga, he never admitted about the cheatings and shit. And he will keep fucking up. That's what I know, like, yo, this shit must be scripted. But you can enjoy it. But the culture should be a standard. Like, doesn't mean you're gonna go out and live a fucking ridiculous life like that. You know, recognize what you're watching. Don't be so fucking gullible that you really think this is how they living. Like, no, this is scripted. Knock it off, you feel me? People could get sued if this shit was like really real like that. Shit like that. That's why I always go back to, we need to fix our culture. Because these people are creating content, and then shifting culture on us. The fact that they had us planking, that's hilarious. So you know, there's gonna be worse and worse trends that we will look back. We will right now, if I would have told you a trend in 40 years, you'd be like, there's no way that trend will happen. But it will happen. We need to shift that balance. And now it sounds serious, but it is true. Because all I am doing is complaining, right, on the mic. But at least it's basically kicking into 5 people who are listening right now at the average. But at least it's correcting your own people, because I'm still losing. I could be the one to go, oh, I'm not doing it, I'm righteous and all that shit, but the rest of my people are doing it. I'm part of them. That's when you know I can't sell my soul, right? That's my speech to y'all. But yeah, man, it is what it is. That's why we need to fix our fucking culture. And that's why we complain about people that come from a different country. They will not read they fucking like an arrow. Because here is a little different, and you can slouch more, and you can be like, oh, lazy, I get it. But you also can be like, fuck, man, like I was in school and I couldn't pay attention. There was so many fucking beef. Which, that's how it was for me too. Not that I was a beefing and everything, but the fact that I had to watch, you know, like watch my back in Evander, like that was crazy. That was fucking crazy. That shit was like jail, like Rikers Island Jr. Not really, because you know, but hey, you can still get cut. And they put their fucking, they all drop their weapons like Grand Theft Auto. You know how you have Grand Theft Auto in Vice City? You go to the to the golf course, but you drop all your weapons and they circling, they rotating outside. And then when you go in, you don't have no weapons. And then you go back outside and you can collect your weapons again. That's how they were doing it. They were fucking hiding their guns and fucking knives. Like, shit is serious. So how the fuck you expect somebody to focus on schoolwork? Like, fuck that shit. Then on top of that, you go home and the music is about all about the Benjamins, baby, and just all that fucking influence. I'm telling you, like, that shit affects a kid's psyche. You know what I'm saying? And you can have that, but also have, see, in the 90s, we also had positive shows. They will, you know, yearly, they will show you that one episode is a little awkward at first because it's not as funny, it's a little serious, but they're letting us know about the issues of drugs and all that shit. We don't even have that no more. You know what I'm saying? And listen, with all that money that they sent to Ukraine, I'm gonna end it off with this. With all that money they sent to Ukraine, You telling me they couldn't use that for school programs? Because that's the only way that we could force little kids to be at all at once is in school. The same way the Google offices be looking like, how they work but they're not working and everything is fun and they just like a fucking ice cream parlor in the bottom floor. Have that, but create mini colleges, and that will be school. So it won't be a fucking huge jail like how it looks now, especially in New York and other states too. You're gonna have that the group of bullies. Eliminate all that shit. Everybody's just on the fucking dope vibe. There's gonna be fights regardless. We understand that, but we shouldn't even look at it like, oh, everyday type of shit. It should never happen every day. To a point that everybody's living like they want to go back to school. But you know, there's gonna be things that you want to have to do and like test and shit. But listen, does that really work? It's not working. Like, you want to have people pass, but I don't know. It's obviously dumb for me to just off the top, right? But these people, remember when I say this, these people have strategies for wars and they're good at it. They're good at sending CIA people in a country and divide it further and arm people. U.S. was arming the Taliban. Was the U.S. arming the Taliban? Because they were a refugee group or some bullshit, and then it fucking backfired on us. Listen, all I'm saying, whatever. I'll leave it for the next week. Pirate Radio episode 65. Peace.